Yo, what's going on with you? It's your boy Serrano. In today's video, we're going to be comparing the Samsung Galaxy A13 on my right, not to be confused with the A23. I actually took my last video down because I was talking about the A13, but I had this phone in my hand by accident. So I appreciate your patience with me. But we're going to be comparing the A13 to the A03s. Stay locked in with me. Yo, what's going on with you? It's your boy Serrano. So we're going to be comparing the Samsung Galaxy A03s to my left, and we're going to be comparing it with the Samsung Galaxy A13. And both of these devices, in my honest opinion, are really good for the price, but they're both part of the A series, which is a really nice budget phone. And we're going to be comparing these guys, but let's start off with the overall feel in the hand. 196 grams of weight on the A03s and 195 grams on the A13. So they're very similar when it comes to the weight, about 1 gram difference, so you won't notice anything too crazy. But I do have a tempered glass on the A03s on my left. I didn't put one on the A13, but I'm gonna do that. Now, one of the things you're gonna notice is if you double tap them, you'll have access to the facial unlock, and you can see right there both of these devices will unlock really quickly with the facial unlock. So I think that's pretty cool. I have this one on swipe to unlock. Not only that, they both have a fingerprint sensor, so they unlock really quick. 1 2 3, the exact same time. 1 2 3. It's almost the exact same fingerprint sensor inside of these. I missed on that time, but they're very responsive. And so that's something that's pretty cool. One thing I did notice is that the A13 won't have the this thing which comes out, which is the edge panel. So if you go to display, I did notice that it doesn't have the edge panel on here, which is kind of weird because the A12 from last year had it or whatever. So let me know if you got the edge panel on your A13. The A03s has it, and I really like that feature. So hopefully they do update that, right? But I got an update on here, so I'm gonna update this phone after, and talk about whether it got it or not. But when you compare the features and stuff like that, but I'm gonna jump into the battery, the build quality, the performance, the cameras, the audio. So make sure you stay to the end of the video, and if you're still here, do me a favor, hit the like button so we can beat the YouTube algorithm, and let me know that you're still kicking it with me, okay? So all the features are identical on this first screen. You pretty much get all the same features. They're on full brightness so you can see them. And when it comes to these things, we're going to be talking about the display, so right after this. So I'm going to be talking about that in just a second. So stay patient with me. Infinity V drop at the top. The only difference with the features is that we don't have secure folder on both, and we don't have smart view. But the A13 will have NFC on here, whereas the A03s doesn't have NFC. And then besides that, they have pretty much the same exact features. If you go right here, you'll see secure Wi-Fi, which I didn't see on the A03s, but pretty much identical features except for the fact that the A03s won't have that feature, which is basically, I did see it didn't have live transcript, and this one doesn't have create notes for some reason, but the NFC the A13 has, and then on the A03s I don't see that on there. So just a quick comparison or whatever. But as far as the operating systems, I did get an update on the A03s to keep it up to date with the A13, because one of the things about the A13 is that it was shipped with the Android it was shipped with the Android 12, whereas the A03s actually got an update for it. So let me just show you the software information, and you can see right here they're both running on the One UI Core version 4.1 Android 12. Okay, so just wanted to mention that. Let's clear out all the apps, and I'm gonna launch YouTube real quick so we can see the displays on both of these. So 1 2 3, you'll see which one opens up faster. And that was the A03s, so that's pretty crazy. Let's jump into another. Let's jump into another app. Let's see. Let's try like Meta 123. I was almost the exact same time, and there's my boy cousin Skeeter right there, looking super cut. You know what I'm talking about? So he got that summer body or whatever. But let's keep scrolling. You can see the scrolling speeds are both 60 hertz panels. So when it comes to the scrolling speeds on both of these, the A03s actually keeps up with the A13 when it comes to the scrolling speeds. But I want to show you guys what the displays look like on both of these things. Okay, so we're gonna jump into the displays and kind of compare them real quick. So stay locked into the end of the video, and if you're still here, just type "I'm still here" in the comment section so I know you're still kicking it with me. Okay, guys, so we're gonna compare the displays right now, and let's hit play. Let me turn the volume down or whatever, and kind of just expand the displays and just talk about the differences that you're gonna notice on both of the displays and whatnot. So when you expand the displays, you're gonna see that you're gonna get pretty much same size when it comes to the displays and whatnot, but there's going to be a big difference because the A13 is going to have a 6.6 inch full HD 1080 by 2408 display, that 20 by 9 ratio, whereas the A03s is going to have the TFT LCD display with 20 by 9 aspect ratio at 720 by 1600, which is a HD plus. So we're getting a full HD plus on the A13, but we're just getting the HD plus on the A03s, so it's going to be a lot brighter colors. Saturation is going to be a little bit more punchy on the A13, and then we get Gorilla Glass 5 on the A13 as well, whereas we just get the normal glass on the, the Samsung Galaxy A03s. So it's going to be better looking when it comes to the A13, but the A13 does also have 400 pixels per inch, whereas the A03s has 270 pixels per inch. Okay, we're gonna jump into the gaming real quick, and then the cameras, and then we're gonna also be talking about the battery and everything like that, performance. But you can see right here, one of the things I noticed is that both of these devices don't have game launcher, so that's just something I wanted to throw out there. But they both do have one-handed mode. When you swipe down, you get that one-handed mode. But like I said before, we have the edge panel on the A03s. We just don't have the edge panel on the A03s. So let's just jump into some gaming performance on both of these devices real quick, and then we're going to jump into the cameras after that, and then the audio quality. Alright, so let's jump into the gaming performance real quick on the A03s right here. I'm going to jump into some gaming performance while we download the updated app on the A13. It's going to be pretty decent. It's not going to be like a gaming experience or anything, because when we go into the settings for the graphics, you're going to notice that we have smooth and medium. So let me show you what it performs like on here. And it's actually doing pretty good. It's not too choppy. I haven't seen any lag on here yet. And I was able to get a body right there. I got first blood right there, which was pretty crazy. And I got a second kill right there. So gaming performance is actually pretty decent on this thing if you're very strategic. It's not going to give you the highest frame rate. It's at 60 hertz or whatever. But you will be able to get first blood, and you will be able to compete. And I just was able to get 3 kills in a row, so that was actually pretty impressive. But let's compare this A03s to the Samsung Galaxy A13 real quick, okay? Alright, so we're going to be testing out the Samsung Galaxy A13. So as far as the performance, it's going to be an ARM Mali G52 for the GPU, the Samsung Exynos 850 when it comes to the model number of the overall chipset, and it's going to have, some pretty decent performance when you compare it to the A03s. Slightly better in my opinion, but 60 hertz panels on both of these guys, far as the graphics, you can get ultra and smooth. So that's one of the things I like, because the graphics are actually really clean on here. It kind of feels like this is meant to be for a gaming phone, because the frame rates are extremely smooth on this thing, and you can you're gonna notice that it's extremely clean. You can see I was able to draw first blood, and you could lock in really fast on this thing. So that was actually crazy, because I thought I was gonna catch a second kill in a row or whatever, but the frame rate feels really smooth. This actually does feel like a gaming phone when I'm using it. That's one of the things I like about it. So I got killed from the rear right there. Let's just try to catch one more op real quick. But the game performance is really smooth. It flies on this device. I really like this when it comes to just performance and stuff like that. So just really smooth gameplay on here. I can't complain whatsoever. That's one of the things you're gonna notice, is that the gameplay is extremely smooth on here, and there's not gonna be any stutters or anything like that. So definitely like the A13 a little bit better when it comes to the graphics and the gaming. Okay. Alright guys, so let's test out the audio. I'm gonna do the A13 first. So let's listen to that real quick. Let me know what you guys think. Volume's all the way up. Alright, that's the A13. What about the A03s? Single firing speakers on both of these phones, okay? It sounds like A03s is slightly louder, but let's just double check that real quick. This is the A13, and this is the A03s. So in my opinion, the A03s does get louder when it comes to the speakers. So let's just jump into the camera performance on both of these devices and kind of compare them when it comes to the cameras and stuff like that. So on the A03s, we're actually getting a 13 megapixel main camera with a 2 megapixel macro and a 2 megapixel for portrait. And then on the front, we get a 5 megapixel on the front of here. So on the Samsung Galaxy A13, we're going to get a 50 megapixel with a 5 megapixel wide angle and a 2 megapixel portrait and a 2 megapixel macro. And then on the front, we're getting an 8 megapixel on here. So I'm going to take some shots of this thing real quick, and then I'm going to take some shots on my face or whatever and kind of show you the features on the cameras and what's the difference. And then we'll wrap up the video, okay? So you do get the wide angle for the group selfie, and you do get the single person for the camera right here. So let's just click my face on both, and let's just take a portrait, because it has a portrait camera on both of these things. So let's kind of see what it looks like, which one looks better. I'm gonna wipe down the cameras on both of them, and let's see which one looks better. 1, 2, 3. Oh wait, this one has the timer on. Let me turn the timer off. Okay, here we go. Now let's do it. 1, 2, 3. Okay, so the timer, I didn't turn it off, but let's see how these look, because it looks like the A03s looks better or whatever. Let me switch hands and do that one more time. Maybe the strength on the portrait was a little too much. Let's do that one more time, okay? 1, 2, 3. So they both look really good. It just depends on which way you hold it in your hand. But in my opinion, the A03s in this lighting situation did a little bit better. Let me, one more for good luck. Let me just turn this thing off because it's kind of annoying. Let me see. Okay, there we go. 1, 2, 3. And let's look at the picture right here. This time. So yeah, the A03s just looks really clear, even though you have an 8 megapixel on the A13 and a 5 megapixel on the A03s. So let's just flip the cameras around and take a portrait of this thing. 1, 2, 3. That's with the A03s. Let's take a picture with the portrait on the A13. 1, 2, 3. And let's use the also the macro mode on both of these. So I'm going to go into macro, and then let's just take a regular picture. So this is 3 to 5 centimeters away on the A03s, and here's a 3 to 5 centimeters away on the A13. Okay, so let's look at that and compare them. So they both did a pretty decent job when it comes to these things on the macro and on the portrait. So let me know what you guys think. Now I'm just going to take a standard photo on both and see which one does better with the point and shoot. But obviously we don't get the wide angle with the A03s or whatever. We just get the standard and the macro. So you could actually do a 0.5 right here with the A13 and get farther away. So I just wanted to mention that. So you can see this is what it looks like if you get further away. And I think that wide angle camera looks real good on the A13. So let me know what you guys think about these photos. The A03s has a really nice camera on the front for the price and stuff like that, but both of these devices are pretty solid all around. And one of the things about these devices is that they're going to offer really good battery life. So when it comes to the battery life on both of these things, you're getting a 5,000 milliamp hour battery, but because the Samsung Galaxy A03s is just HD plus, is going to last longer than the A13. So hopefully you guys did find this video helpful, informative, or useful in any way possible. But make sure you type "I'm still here" in the comment section so I know you stick around to the end of the video, still kicking it with me. But I'm going to get right back with you. I'm going to show up in the comment section. I'm going to answer all your questions, but make sure you watch another video to the left or the right. But in the meantime, have a great morning, afternoon, evening, and depending on where you are, have a great night. Later, group. Peace.